Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about, you and I are going to go over this attack on my greenhouse by the local Javelina. And before that, I just want to thank you again for watching. And please, if you like these kind of off-grid growing videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Atina, and I'm an artist, and I do sell my artwork. The links are in the description of most of my videos. I try to remember to put them in my videos because this is how I survive and how you can help support my off-grid crazy adventures and fighting off pigs, apparently, because this video is going to be about that pretty much. I'll show you some of the damage and the plans for the greenhouse. Got my little adventure buddy Samwise here. He's been a great comfort to me, but I do notice I do worry about him quite a bit because, yeah, I have to watch out after him. There's lots of Javelina tracks around here. Brought all these extras from home. The moringa, look how tall it is. I don't know if you can see this. It's right here. So while I was gone, and just with it, the top breaking and a little water getting in here, and some friends come by and watering, but the Javelina did get in here. So you'll see, and I actually see evidence of mice, so I'm not sure who nipped off the bottom of a couple of these. One was completely torn off, but as long as that tuber's right, okay, they another tree will come up. Yeah, so I'll just use this as compost probably. I might be able to dry some of it for myself. This one right here, somebody completely ripped out. I don't think it's the right girth because you usually want it 1 inch around in order to use it to propagate. Got one of those seeds that I planted, and I wish I remember what I planted. I think it was citrus. It might have been an apple seed. So I'll have to clean off the leaves of that today because we just got back in. And this again, we've been gone for 2 months. I do believe that this is still alive. It's just the winter season, but you can see little starts right there. And I don't know, I might cut this back. This is one of the ones that were older that I brought up from Nevada. I planted the seeds when I got here. So I'll probably take this grass out of here. Avocados planted. And I thought, they'll probably be dried out and probably won't work, and it will work when I figure it out because it's all about troubleshooting and figuring it out. There is one, there is one, and they don't look dried out, they don't look rotted. But I did bring, just in case, we'll see, once it gets really warm, I wouldn't be surprised if I get sprouting there. The ones that I brought up that had a really hard car ride, these were propagated. I don't know if they're going to make it. It looks like they need to be watered again. And I did not put the new pineapple in the ground because the pineapple that I did have here, which was right there, see if it'll focus, right there, is a hole in the ground. So when the Javelina broke in, that's what all this pool and stuff is, to block the holes where there were rips. They took out my pineapple plant that I had in here. And not only did they take it out, but you'll see it all over the place. Is that, yeah, you'll see the scraps. Like, they literally, see, there's another scrap. They had a party. Like, they just ripped the thing out. Top of the, now I didn't know what that was at first. I was like, what, did I plant that? What did I plant there? What did I put there? I'm sure I planted that. It's sweet potato. I got thinking about it. I'm like, oh, that's the sweet potato. So they either haven't figured out that there's sweet potato in the ground, or they're working on it, because you see, gone. That I'm guessing that they've munched them, that are struggling. Again, it's been like 2 months since I've been gone. So I have a lot of the little plastic pieces to pick up wild plant if I planted some other dill and stuff. But a lot of these, I swear I planted peas. And then that right there, I see the very end of one of my dragon fruits sticking out. It's still green. So it's laying in there, but I don't know if they've dug up parts and bit it off, or this poor thing. Back over here because you can just see the damage. And obviously, the poor little baby. So these are melon. They're still green. The one outside's completely died off, but I also think that the cover was ripped off, so they got into the cover outside. So I was over at a friend's and they showed me how they're doing more secure. See, this one looks like it's completely pulled up. Is that what we got here? Yeah, see? But that's good. This I'll put in the compost pile. Starting to compost and everything. So that will go in a compost pile. Now, I know I planted some stuff in here. I just don't remember what I stuck on the ground. Pretty sure I don't recognize, like I recognize them more as wild plants when I'm walking around outside. And so I'll take time to pull up some of those. But I'm gonna water these a few times, encourage them, pull up the grass. Just, not that I don't mind the grass in here because it helps the water to penetrate down further. But, now that I'm here, I don't see, they had a party, man. That's my pineapple plant. It's all over the place. It's like literally. So apparently they like pineapple. I decided to keep the greenhouse in this spot. I'm gonna just have to really Alcatraz this, like, to keep them from coming in here at night. And because I really wanted to do that and just put the fillies in the ground, get this tropical thing going. But I also kind of wanted to reuse because this is built so you could take them apart and reuse them again and build another thing underneath. And now I'm thinking, instead of the plastic, of making it more permanent and just keeping it as an inside skeletal thing, since I have to protect it from the sun anyway. And it's done really, really well. This is the zip tie dome, the greenhouse version, where you can put in a wrap on the inside and on the outside. I used too thin of sheeting. I think you're gonna need like 3mm or better, but the suns out here are so harsh that eventually this is going to, you know, not be good anyway. So if I've decided that I'm gonna make this a permanent structure, then I will be eventually putting up other types of sheeting, but just in key spots. And I'm going to have the top open for not just ventilation, but for rain collection. So I might just put an umbrella system and then drain off of the second tier. So I feel like I could still leave this greenhouse here and troubleshoot stuff and just order hubs. So this is a hub, and you can order these from Zip Tie Domes. You can just Google Zip Tie Domes on, but I love this because anything that's 1 inch, you can put in these. And what I think I'm going to do is the experiment that I saw in one video where they ordered the hubs and then they went and bought bamboo. I think I'm going to order the hubs and cut my own next ones and put another one together. But it's going to be interesting because not only do you have to do the bamboo, but you're going to have to do the hole and to secure it to the hub. And I know bamboo can crack with age and pressure and all that, but the bamboo will again just be the skeletal frame, and I'll be building on top of that. So that's where we're at with that. And I brought a baby banana plant. We'll get that in the ground. I think I have to secure this thing first because I know the Javelina will go after that. But I wanted to see how she liked although we're still in cold temperatures here, I'll show you this. Everything in here withstood the winter, the freezing temperatures. I don't know how these guys have done yet. My moringa on the outside, but I'm not ready to unprotect them. I won't unprotect them till we're consistently over 50 degrees. See, all this back here needs to be cleaned up, but anywhere where there was plastic, I don't know, you can't really see it with the camera, but there is like a bunch of green grass and plants underneath here as though it's spring. I just got the stuff that was too thin. I think I got 6 milliliter. So you want to go down in number, which goes up in thickness. So at least a 3, I think, would have been better, because then I just wouldn't have to make so many repairs. But they got in here, they went in there. I think they came in off one of my back parts too. But see all the green grass right there? But I need to get this all fixed. My little flap for putting water in the tanks. I know it's winter time right now. I do see some plants around this. I'm gonna do a much deeper one and bigger one here, so that all these plants, and I'm already running into the roots, can suck off of this and encourage their growth, as well as the moringa tree in here. I don't know if it's alive. We will see when I unwrap it. We'll see if it got too hot or if it was nicely protected. You can see how the grass that's in there is having a good time, so I'm pretty optimistic that this is gonna work. And I'll just have to do that I'm only gonna do that till the moringa are a certain size, and then I'm gonna have to start to slowly let them fend for themselves unless it's a particularly bad winter. So that's where we're at. Little surprises when I came out. This, I propped it back up, but it was completely torn down. There was hooves all over the place. I don't know if you can still see. There's hoof marks all over the place. Like coming down the trail. And then it looked like one of them stepped on my pan. And there wasn't much left of it's all frost damage. There wasn't much left of the melon, but I propped it back up. I'll have to do it with some T-posts instead. These were okay, but obviously they just ripped them out of the ground. But it looks like most of my ditches still stayed there. This actually came off, but I think that my moringa is going to still be alive. So I re-clipped that when I got back because it was just hanging out. Hey baby, what you doing, little baby man? And then my tricolor over there looks like it's doing pretty good, but some of the leaves did get frostbit. Don't expect to find the pineapple I put over here. This tricolor right here did not make it. I don't know if there's any part of it that will. I just leave it there and see if anything comes up. I think I had another pineapple part that I put out here somewhere. Maybe it was right here. Don't see any evidence even of it. Wait. Yeah, there's evidence of it right there. So maybe the wildlife just can smell the fruit part and they just go crazy and rip it apart, even though there shouldn't have really been anything there to eat. Here's some older tracks. One of them is particularly big, and I saw them out there too. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. It was little tracks that got into the greenhouse. And those, I want to say they're deer, but usually when you see deer track, I don't know if you can see how big that is. Usually when you see deer track though, they have the little extra 2 little marks back here. Okay. And these don't. I'm very sure they're javelina, but if they are, that's a big pig. That is a big pig, if that is a pig track. Let me see if I can find the other one. Not that you're really interested, but maybe you like the wildlife. It's hunting here. Greenhouse there, and the camouflage has stood up, and that's provided the shade that I needed. I got it for shade, but still to let some light in so it'd stay warm. And then I just shut this front door, but they came in the back way because the back is the sun side, and the sun must have made that soft enough. Although even right here I got a little rip right there too. So